Most men are not living, they are complying. They wake up into systems they did not design, follow routines they never questioned, speak words they learn from others, and call it identity. It is not identity, it is conditioning. A script written slowly over years until it feels like truth. And the most dangerous part is not that they are controlled, it is that they no longer notice it. Machiavelli understood this long before modern psychology gave it language. A man who does not examine himself becomes easy to direct, easy to influence, easy to replace. You are here because something in you refuses that path. Something quiet but persistent has been watching, questioning, resisting. That part of you is not weak. That is the beginning of awareness. And awareness is the first fracture in control. This is not motivation. Motivation fades. This is structure. This is a code, a way of seeing yourself and the world that removes illusion and replaces it with clarity. And clarity changes everything. The first shift is brutal and non-negotiable. You must see yourself without distortion, no excuses, no narratives, no protection of ego. Most men avoid this because it dismantles the identity they have been comfortable maintaining. But comfort is the enemy of precision. Where you are right now in your discipline, your habits, your emotional control, your thinking, your results, that is your reality. Not your intentions, not your potential, your actions. Machiavelli never respected intention, he respected outcomes. And the moment you stop measuring yourself by what you meant to do and start measuring yourself by what you consistently execute, your entire standard changes. You stop negotiating with weakness, you stop explaining it, you start eliminating it. The real war is internal, not external competition, not circumstances, not other people. Those are variables. The constant threat is within you. The version of you that seeks comfort when pressure rises. The version that delays when action is required. The version that chooses distraction when focus becomes difficult. This version is subtle. It does not sound like weakness. It sounds like reason. It tells you to wait, to prepare more, to move later. And most men obey it without question. This is how potential is quietly destroyed, not through failure, but through delay. Machiavelli's thinking leaves no space for that. You do not negotiate with that voice, you override it. You act before it becomes louder. You train yourself to move in alignment with vision, not mood. And once that discipline is established, something shifts. You become dangerous to your own limitations. Then comes a truth most men resist because it feels uncomfortable. You must prioritize yourself without apology. Not emotionally, not occasionally, but structurally. Society conditions men to be available, agreeable, accommodating, to give, to adjust, to sacrifice. And when done without boundaries, this becomes exploitation disguised as virtue. Machiavelli understood that a man who does not place himself at the center of his own life becomes a tool in someone else's, useful, replaceable, and forgotten the moment his function ends. Prioritizing yourself is not selfish, it is strategic. It means your time is protected, your energy is directed. Your decisions are aligned with your long-term position, not short-term approval. It means you are willing to disappoint others to avoid disappointing your own potential. That is not arrogance, that is alignment. Silence becomes your advantage. Most men talk to be seen. They explain to be accepted. They reveal to be understood. And in doing so, they give away leverage without realizing it. Words are exposure. The more you speak, the more you reveal your thinking, your intentions, your emotional state. Machiavelli understood that power often operates in absence, not presence. The man who speaks less is observed more. The man who reveals less is studied more. Silence creates space, and in that space, people project. They show themselves. They reveal their intentions, trying to understand yours. You become the one collecting information instead of giving it away. This is not passivity. This is control. You must also build yourself into something that cannot be easily replaced. Mediocrity is not neutral. It is a slow erosion of value. The average man becomes interchangeable because he invests only enough effort to remain acceptable. That is not security. That is vulnerability. Machiavelli respected men who built depth, skill, discipline, and competence to a level where their absence would be felt. When you become rare in your thinking, your execution, your emotional control, your reliability, you shift your position entirely. You are no longer competing for attention. You are being sought for value, and value is the only currency that sustains power long term. Emotional control is the dividing line between men who build and men who collapse. Most men believe they are in control until they are tested. Pressure reveals truth. Loss reveals truth. Disrespect reveals truth. And in those moments, emotion overrides logic for most people. Decisions become reactive. Words become impulsive. Consequences become irreversible. Machiavelli studied this pattern relentlessly. The man who maintains composure under pressure becomes unpredictable. He cannot be provoked into mistakes. He cannot be manipulated through emotion. He operates from position, not impulse. That alone separates him from the majority. Emotional discipline is not suppression, it is selection. You feel everything, but you choose what to act on. Your environment determines more than you realize. The people around you are not neutral influences. They shape your perception of what is normal, what is possible, what is acceptable. If your environment tolerates mediocrity, you will slowly adapt to it. If it avoids discomfort, you will begin to avoid it as well. Machiavelli was ruthless about proximity, not emotional, not reactive, but precise. He understood that the wrong people do not need to sabotage you actively. Their mindset alone is enough to limit you. You must choose your circle based on direction, not history, based on standards, not familiarity. That decision is often uncomfortable but necessary. Then comes the shift that changes how people experience you. You become unreadable. Not deceptive, not artificial, but controlled. You do not reveal everything. You do not react to everything. You do not expose your internal state unnecessarily. Most people are easy to predict because they express everything immediately. Their emotions, their opinions, their intentions are visible. And visibility creates vulnerability. When people can predict you, they can prepare for you. When they can prepare for you, they can control the interaction. The unreadable man removes that advantage. He chooses what is seen and when. He becomes layered, deliberate, difficult to map. And that creates psychological distance. Distance creates respect. All of this leads to one outcome. You become a man who cannot be ignored, not because you demand attention, but because your presence carries weight. Your words are measured. Your actions are consistent. Your reactions are controlled. Your value is evident. You do not need to prove anything because everything about you reflects the work you have done in silence. And that kind of presence disrupts environments naturally. People notice it before they understand it. They adjust to it without being told to. That is real influence, not loud, not forced, but undeniable. And now understand this clearly. None of this matters if it stays theoretical. Knowledge without application is self-deception at a higher level. You do not need more information. You need execution. One decision, one shift, one standard you hold starting now, then another. This is how the transformation happens, not in moments of intensity, but in consistency of action. Machiavelli did not write for men who listen. He wrote for men who apply. If you take this seriously, your trajectory changes. If you don't, nothing changes. This is where most stop. This is where you begin. I'll see you in the next one.